daily inspirational recipe ingredient for the soul. We all start out in life learning. So this is really about never stop learning. When you start thinking you know everything, experience has taught me that you're in trouble. Some of the greatest minds still go to school. Maybe not university school, they've got their degree, but they skill, experience, all that still has to be learned. So if I graduate school, I got a master's degree in medicine, economy, or business, and I go into a field, there's some things I'm gonna need to learn. Not just the policies, procedures, or onboarding process as a new employee or a leader or a member, but how that business really acts. Thing is, I'm in real estate, and I've been in real estate, 20 some years. And what I've learned about real estate is there's a lot that you don't learn. It takes about 90 hours to get a real estate license in most states. I don't know about where you're listening around the world, may be different, but let's say it takes 6 months. But that will not teach you everything you need to know to be in the top 1%, 10%, 20%. There are things you got to learn on the ground. And so I just heard a great thing from Gary Keller, who is chairman and CEO of Keller Williams International, say that after 40 years of doing this, he's still a student. That success is not about him becoming a prolific knowledge level, which it would make sense running a big company with 185,000 agents with over 50 regions outside the U.S., not including inside the U.S. You would think he knows it all. Too many times I hear people say this, been there, done that. Or you hear somebody say, when you're trying to talk to them, you hear them say, I know. You don't know. Because if you know, this conversation would be reversed. So I want to challenge you as an ingredient in your life. You all know this. Remember to be a student. Never stop learning, growing, and changing. Because there's always something new. Just look at technology. Technology changes every 12 to 15 months, 2 years. It's changing. Your iPhone that you're holding right now, if you got the new iPhone Pro 12, is going to be obsolete in a year. It keeps changing. So most people are living about 10 years behind. Most of your clients, your consumers, and people that you're working with, they're 10 years behind. That's right. So if it's 2021 and you're getting this message, they're living somewhere in about 2001 and maybe even 1991, depending on where their mindset is. But the key is never stop learning, never stop growing, and never stop changing to become the best version of yourself. If you watch my show, Lewis Hour Live, you hear me say this a lot, to help you become the best version of yourself. But to make a good meal, you need good ingredients. So my goal is to give you some good, fresh ingredients and learning, becoming that student, becoming that servant. If you're in any kind of business, one of my businesses, real estate, housing, finance, those are all services, right? That is from a Latin word, means to serve, right? So you're at the lower level of serving the greater good. And so never forget that. Never forget that what you do is you serve the greater good. It's not about you trying to become a boss lady, or the king or the queen, and never serve. You want to be a servant king, a servant boss, a servant leader, but it's because you're always learning and you never stop growing. So remember that as you go into a new business venture and the rest of this year, I'm committed to be the best student that I can.